Welcome to another episode of On Foodable Weekly. Today we're here on our remote set in Chicago, and I've got with me Nicole Aylward.
Nicole Aylward, yeah.
And of course you're with Rockit Ranch, so
I am.
Thanks for stopping in.
Thanks for having me.
We are going to talk about technology and how restaurant operations, independents like yourself, you and Billy's team over there, are using technology in kind of new ways. What are you guys currently doing in terms of maybe new cutting edge things, or what do you want to do?
When you think about social technology and digital technology, both from an email marketing perspective as well as what you're doing online, trying to make sure that they're communicating in a way that we haven't really done in the past. From a social perspective, you know, I think that everyone's really into Instagram right now, and we are trying and I think doing a really beautiful job at integrating Instagram stories across the board with all of our platforms. Something that we're not just doing in venue, but really trying to teach our teams how to maximize. That's our chefs, our operators, not just the marketing team, but the folks who are within our four walls to go out and talk about the brand from the kitchen, from the front of the house, from the back of the house, and then go out into the world. Chicago obviously has a huge hospitality scene, and go out and kind of speak about our brands when they're out in the world as well.
And you guys, of course, have Rockit Ranch, Bottle Fork, Sunda.
Totally different brands.
Yeah, different identities, different looks, feels, menus, everything. You know, like drink photography, food, origination, sourcing, all these kind of things. How do you keep up with that?
How we do that is, you've heard me say it a couple times, through our brand DNA. We really try to create this story for each one of the concepts that really we think that our users will engage with, and that also that our team will love as well. So each one of them have a personality, whether it's female or male, what they might wear, what they might do and eat and see and experience. And so when we're talking about, or when we're speaking from that brand, whether it's through social, our social platforms, whether it's through our digital, you know, what our websites look like, and through our creative. Something that I think that Rockit Ranch does really well is storytelling through video. And we are lucky enough to have a content producer who works really closely with our marketing team, really closely with our chefs and operators. And we try to dig and dive a little bit deeper than just kind of what the surface promotion is, but what the story is behind it.
How do you guys go about getting talent in that they're ready to do essentially content? You know, it's like, it's almost like for us, it's like getting in the right hosts and, you know, things of that nature, or finding the right restaurants, because people that go on camera, as you know, sometimes it can be a little nerving, especially under pressure when you're back trying to make a dish or do a cocktail perfectly. How do your team members get trained and coached in that?
People are a little bit more, I think, what to expect when they come to Rockit Ranch Productions. They know what kind of brand it is. So when we get new talent in and we're looking for folks, there's already kind of that passion and that understanding from everywhere, from our hosts to our back of house to our operators and our chefs. They have an idea of what Rockit Ranch is all about. The next step after they've come on board is to train them. And we have a serious protocol and procedure in getting them. Not everyone is familiar with Instagram. Not everyone uses Twitter. But if they are on that platform, we teach them how to do it that can represent the brand in a way that we feel good about, that they feel really good about, and then how to ultimately increase engagement and awareness. And you know, teaching them everything from this is what a hashtag is, this is how you use it, to if you've never used Instagram stories, this is a way that you can shine in when you're sharing the menu or when you're at home with your kids. When
you look at Instagram stories versus, say, Snap and what's happening there, do you feel like, I mean, because it's difficult to try to maintain greatness on all platforms, so you kind of have to choose. What would you say you guys would choose right now in terms of your best performance?
Instagram.
Instagram stories.
Absolutely, yes.
I'm hearing that more and more from, you know, from operations, mainly because they're critical mass. It's connected to Facebook. Some retargeting opportunities there with Facebook.
Our audience is already there, you know. So as each platform, you know, first Facebook and Twitter, and now, you know, Instagram just has really taken off. And from a food storytelling perspective, it is the most visual platform. You know, you don't have to actually say anything. You can just use pictures, and people understand the content for the most part and what you're trying to share with them. And so when we were really looking back and forth between Snapchat and Instagram, and then when, of course, Instagram Stories was developed, which was only launched a couple months ago, the fact that our audience, we had already we'd already grown our audience there. They were already engaged with us there. So to be able to create a very similar storytelling experience when all of the folks are already engaged there, it was a no-brainer, and it makes sense for us. And we are seeing unbelievable success with Instagram stories and the views. You know, somebody doesn't have to like an Instagram story, and it's just so easy for them to watch it.
Right.
So we're really seeing an increase in engagement with doing that. And it takes a little bit pressure off too from a visual standpoint. The beauty of stories is it can be fleeting. It's only 24 hours long. It doesn't have to be gorgeous. You know, there's so much with branding on Instagram that you really do want it to look a certain way for it to go in line. But with an Instagram story, it can be right there in the moment. There's no pressure. It's fun.
Is there anything that you feel you'd love to try or you're investigating now? What are some of the things you're looking into?
Well, one is we are constantly trying to improve our email from data collection and how are we capturing the audience that's there.
So building dossiers.
Exactly, to how we're communicating with our email list. Something that we just actually started on a new email platform. It's called GetResponse. We're really excited about it. And one of the technologies...
What's its difference? What's kind of the...
Well, truly the number one reason that we decided to go with them is because they have a tool called Smart Open, and it actually sends our emails to our audience when they are most likely to open.
Oh, so it's based on their... Okay, likelihood to open them.
Yes, and that is something that meant a lot to us. You know, when we do a lot of email marketing communications, it's really important for us to get into our guest inbox. We're competing with hundreds of emails every day. We still want our guests to be engaged. These are people who have chosen to opt in and get a note from us, but are they actually engaging with it? So that is something that we're working on.
How are you getting the buy-in though? You know, people to sign up.
A couple different ways, and this is something that we're looking to grow further. One is obviously through our reservation system, which we have a couple different ways depending on if it's a restaurant or the nightclub. And the second is through when they're coming into the space and using our Wi-Fi, and we're trying to capture them that way.
So Wi-Fi collection, reservation collection, any other way to...
Facebook, when we capture our phone numbers as well, because there are a couple of platforms or tools that we have that only captures phone numbers, to be able to put that into Facebook and then connect with those guests and then like-minded guests on Facebook. That's something that we're just starting to...
Have you done anything with this new kind of, exclusive text model? I've talked to a few brand people that have started to create these exclusive text clubs. So it'd be like Billy having access to Billy's text, where he might send out something that would, it doesn't come often, but when it comes, it's like a big deal.
How do I say this? We don't have anything official on that yet.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping in today. It's been great talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Signing off here from our remote set here in Chicago. Catch us on our next episode right here on the Foodable Network.